In this video, you will learn how to create a skeleton view. You will learn how to create the shimmer effect on a SwiftUI view. Without further ado, let's do this. So, before we get started, you can see the thing we're going to create is this skeleton view, this shimmer view, the shimmer effect. So in order for us to do that, we'll start by creating a new SwiftUI file. Simply just right click, choose SwiftUI file, call it shimmer view, or call it whatever you like. Great. And over here, it's going to load our preview. Good. So the first thing you can see in the box right here is the background. The background is a gray background. So let's start by creating a color. Select the gray color, and it should update over here. Perfect. And add the opacity of 0.2. This gives us exactly the color we want. It's easy on the eyes and does what it does. And that is actually all there is for the background. Now it's time for us to create this line on top of the background. So in order for us to do that, we're going to use the overlay modifier like this. Now everything we put in here is going to be on top of the background color. And before we start by drawing this line, we will add a geometry reader. We will use this because we need to know the width of the entire view in order for us to create the animation we want. So start by geometry reader like this and add it. Of course, you need to call it. Like so. Oh, not a capital. Like this. Now we will use this later on, but the first thing we're going to do is draw the line down here. And as you can see, it's kind of fades on the left side and on the right side. And in order for us to get that exact look, we will use the linear gradient with 3 different colors. So add the linear gradient. We don't really need the gradient. We don't really need to stop. We actually just need the colors. So here, add this one. So it takes a color array, it takes a start point and an end point. Inside the color array, we simply add the first color is going to be clear, so it's actually not a color. And then the middle is going to be exactly the same as the background, so gray with the opacity of 0.3. And then we will add a clear on color on the right side as well. Great. And the start point and the end point is quite simple. It starts on the left side and ends on the right side. So start is going to be leading and end is going to be trailing. Perfect. Now we actually have the line exactly like we want. But as you can see, it fills the entire view right now. And this one fills a little bit and then moves across. So in order for us to do that, we will just add a frame to our linear gradient of a width of 200. And of course, you can modify this, take 100 if you think that is better. It's all up to you. Great. Now we actually have exactly what we want in terms of the visual effect. Now we will add the animation. And in order for us to create the animation, we're going to use a SwiftUI modifier called keyframe animator. It does exactly what we want. And let me show you. Keyframe animator. We don't really want a trigger. We want it to be repeating though. So pick this one. The initial value is simply just a double value that's going to be used inside the content. I'll show you that. So we'll start with 0.0 because we're going to use it to move across the x-axis. So we want it to start at 0.0. And repeating, yes, we want this animation to repeat as long as the viewer is alive. And This is the content, and this is the value, and we'll just create a wildcard down here. Great. The content here is what is going to be moved. In this case, it's going to be the linear gradient because it's under linear gradient. So the content here is the linear gradient, and the value is simply just the value where it is right now. So what we want to do is we want to take the linear gradient and move it across the x-axis. So in order for us to do that, we'll take the content and create an offset, but only on the x-axis, and create the value. Now we get each value across the x-axis. That is perfect. Now it is time for us to create the animation from left to right. And we will use the linear keyframe because that is a constant speed. As you can see, it doesn't accelerate, it's just constant. And that effect we will get by using the linear keyframe. So let me show you that linear keyframe. It's going to have the duration, of course. So now we will take the geometry reader as we had up here. Geometry reader. We're going to get the width of this. Oh, sorry, the size and then the width. Perfect. And the duration of 1.5 seconds. This simply means that it's going to take 1.5 seconds to complete the animation. As you can see, it moves, but it feels kind of awkward. It doesn't really start from the beginning. It starts in the middle. So let's put 200 in the width right here, so it goes all the way through. Now the only issue we actually have now, it starts right here. It doesn't start on the left side of the screen and goes all the way through, and simply just create an offset on the x-axis for a linear gradient of -200. Perfect. And now it actually moved perfectly and the way we want it. And you can of course modify this all you want. Let's say you want a smaller Shimmer. You just simply edit this, but I will go for this. Great. Now let's use this. So head over to the content view. We'll just make a quick example and then you can play with it yourself. Delete this hello world, create a VStack, a bit of padding, like so. Inside here, you simply just take the shimmer view, like this, and then you put some kind of shape on it. So let's say the clip shape you want. Clip, it's down here. And if you want a rectangle, you simply just call the rectangle like this. And let's just make a corner radius. It's a bit beautiful, a bit more beautiful, like this. And then it fills the entire view and you don't want that. Simply just create a frame with a height of, let's say, 50. There you have it. And then you can play with it to fit your needs. And of course, if you want this to be a circle, yeah, you guessed it. Instead of the rectangle, you just simply call the circle clip shape, like this. And then, of course, edit this to make it bigger. Great, there you have it. And that's how you create a skeleton view with the shimmer effect. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave a comment if you have any questions or feedback or anything else you want to see, and like and subscribe for the next video. Thank you.